Is it showing that? Okay. But have you switched to, like we are live? I'm live now. Switch it back now. You switch it back to the music frame. Gentlemen, welcome again to the Nexora Ace Challenge, and here in the studio today we are taking another real estate interactive. For everyone who's joining us online, or probably you're just watching this video for the first time, this video or this section is coming to you from the Nexora group of companies, a subsidiary of which Nexora Property is one of its major companies. And then we embarked on a journey on the 2nd of July 2026. It's a journey of 90 days where we empower people out there who are into real estate. If you are in sales or you are doing business as an entrepreneur, this is a platform where we get to train you and we give you opportunity to have access to our properties, and you can intern with us for 90 days. We are based in Port Harcourt, and this opportunity is solely or majorly for those who are in Port Harcourt. We've had people who are reaching out to us from Lagos, and whereas we would love to have you on ground, but quite unfortunate, you may not be able to participate physically with us. But however, if you have clients who are in Lagos and want to buy a property, or they need your assistance, you can always reach out to us through our contact line, and then we will definitely get assist you going forward. But apart from that, this channel is absolutely for you to come learn about real estate, learn about business, and learn about the entrepreneurship journey. So today I'm going to be talking majorly about the real estate industry, but how it pertains to you as an entrepreneur, or as a realtor, or as a real estate consultant. Now, most of the times we see people who want to come into the real estate industry as a salesperson, and they keep struggling, struggling from day to day, interacting with clients, potential clients, finding clients, and all of that, and it's oftentimes very challenging. But if you are a newbie, someone who is just coming or starting in the industry, you have never sold any property before, you probably do not have the client base, you don't have the contact of people that can help you or sell, but you keep posting properties every day. Now, there might be a few things you are doing wrongly, and this journey of the this training is where we help you demystify some of these roadblocks, and of course provide possible solutions that can help you navigate through these challenges. Now, as a realtor or as an entrepreneur, now I'm going to be speaking to you in this category. You can be a realtor, okay? You can be an entrepreneur, or you can be a real estate consultant or a salesperson. So these are the three categories I'm going to be talking about. Now, whichever that you are, if you are going to start a business and be successful, the first thing that can help you is having the right mindset. Having the right mindset. Having the right mindset. Now, mindset is everything. Mindset is what will help you to come out of the struggling terrain of starting. Okay, for every entrepreneur who is starting any new thing, there is a phase of your life that you are going to really struggle. Okay, and that phase of your business life is the beginning. Now, I caught this from the scripture. When you are just starting out, things may not really be easy like you expected. Oh, you've seen someone who has been in the industry for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they are doing absolutely well. say, even if they hand over their template to you step by step, every entrepreneur, everyone who is starting something new will definitely go through what we call the struggle of the beginning, the struggle of starting. And how do I know? Now, let me cast your mind back to the Bible just briefly, and then you can see what I'm talking about. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1 says, "In the beginning." So, in that concept, we see that God wanting to start a business, wanting to create something, wanting to invent something, he has what we call in the beginning. All right. So in the beginning, God created. He did something. He started a business, and the name of the business he created was the heaven and the earth. Okay, God created the heaven and the earth. And then the moment he started the business, so for example, you are a realtor, or you are a business owner, or you are an entrepreneur, the first thing you did was you had an idea and you registered it with CAC, and then you seem to have a business. That's your beginning. And the beginning, of course, it's in phases. You might have registered your business. Now it's about to have a physical store or online store, whichever one you are doing. And then, because you are just starting, you're a realtor, people don't know you, you have never made any sales before, you're an entrepreneur, you do not have any client base, you're going to be going through in the beginning. That's your beginning stage. And then the Bible says God created the heaven and the earth. All right, and the earth was without form. So what that means is that heaven and the earth, okay, all right, the earth was without form. All right, the earth, which is the business, was without form. Everything was confusing. No sales, no customer base, no client base, nothing. And then the Spirit of the Lord hovers upon the surface of the water to provide what? To provide a connection between the earth and clarity. So when you are starting something out as an entrepreneur and you lack clarity, that is the same state that God was while he was starting his business. He had no clarity of what happened, and then something came up. The Bible says, "Let there be light." The moment light came, all right, the moment light came, there was an illumination, and the next thing that the Bible recorded was that, and God saw that business, that earth that he created, God said, and it was good. That means it looks beautiful. But before the introduction of light into that business, into that idea, everything was confusing. Are you getting it? So now, if you are just starting out a business, starting out as an entrepreneur, the first thing I'm going to share with you is light. What does light represent in this concept? Light represents knowledge. Light represents gaining mastery, understanding the industry that you are into. And that is why it's important that you join a class like this, Real Estate Interactive. So I'm saying this to say that if you are just coming into the real estate sector, no customer base, nobody knows you, you have never made any sales before, you've been struggling to put yourself out there, you need the right knowledge on how you should do it, how you should go about it. Because if you do not follow the right knowledge, or follow people who can provide you with the right knowledge, which is light in this context, you are probably going to be in darkness, and gross darkness was upon the surface of the earth. I think that makes sense, right? So now that you have learned that light is very important, I would like you to pay attention to this class, because it's going to be in series, and every time we show up here, we're going to be breaking some aspect of learning, some aspect of sales, some aspect of real estate management, real estate involvement, everything that you need to know, some of the real estate laws that you need to consider before you join, how to find the right real estate company to partner with, and how to identify the right product. And beyond that, we're also going to be managing this, or teaching you how can you help your potential clients to find clarity. Okay, because the same way you are confused as a newbie realtor or real estate consultant, the same way a new investor is also confused and they need someone to talk to who can help them to remove the fear of not being scammed, not being judged, not being stressed out in the industry. And every time people come, they come up with a question. So, as a realtor, one of the things that you must have is the right mindset. I have always believed and introduced to people, most often entrepreneur, if you are going to start a business and you will do well, all right, in business, there are four sets of personality, or four set of skills, or four phenomena, attributes that you must have. Number one is the right mindset. Number two, value set. And I'm going to teach you how this will apply to what you're doing. Number three is the skill set. And number four, tool set. The first is mindset. Having the right mindset, the mindset to be dogged, the mindset to be consistent, the mindset to know that when it is not working, I push harder. The mindset to know that if I do not call the client, if I don't take selling seriously, nothing is going to happen. All right. Now, the right mindset is very important. The mindset that even though things are not going fine, even though you are not breaking through, you're not breaking even month by month in the business, the mindset to stay put. All right. The mindset to start your own journey regardless of how far people around you have gone or the kind of result that the people around you are getting. Positive mindset. And the second is value set. So when you are in the industry, people will connect with you on the basis of value. You have to be a valuable person. You become so valuable that you become irresistible. And this is very, very critical. If you are the person who is not valuable, you will see that every time client reaches out to you, you are most likely going to lose them. So I had an experience with a customer. Of course, I didn't meet the customer, but we had an interaction through WhatsApp, and the woman shared some things with me, and I saw the conversation between herself and the realtor, the realtor of a company she was about to buy from, and all I could sense was poor customer service. Now the customer needed some questions to be asked, and she wanted to ask questions and needed answers. And in the chat, the realtor, I don't know what the woman put in the voice note, but unfortunately the realtor responded so harshly. It was like, "Madam, if you want to buy, buy. If you don't know what to buy," things like that. And the woman got angry, and the woman decided to go on social media to go and search for what is the legitimacy of this company. And back and forth, the woman found out a couple of other stuffs. Now, value, I'm speaking about value. If you are going to be a very good salesperson, that each time you call, people want to pick your call, clients will not bounce your call, there has to be value. You must be value driven. You must be value driven. Add value to them. All right. So you must be so valuable. So I'm going to be teaching you a series of value, how to create value. All right. How to become, and how to share value or give. First of all, you become a valuable person. Second, you create value, and then you share value. We have value creation and value addition. Between value creation and value addition is where you become a valuable person. Value creation become a valuable person, then you can now add value to other people. Now, that's the journey. First, you become. Second, you create. And third, you share. Or we can say you sell. You become a valuable person, you create the value, and you sell. These three concepts alone, these three-step concepts can actually make you money if you know how to deploy it properly. So you need value set. Now, as a realtor that is just starting, you're also going to need skill sets. This skill set is very, very crucial. You cannot succeed in this life without a skill. In fact, not a skill, without skills. It is almost impossible for you to jump in. In what I'm doing currently, there are a lot of skills bonded together in what I'm doing currently. So you need skill set, but not just skill set, you need the right skill set. Now, I define skills. I gave skills and acronyms. I think that was about 2020. Skills. All right. Let me go to another page. So skill. All right. So the first S says strategic. I'm going to explain. Strategic knowledge, knowledge acquisition, so in life against lack. Sorry. So this is how I define or give acronym to skills. Strategic knowledge acquisition in life against lack. Strategic knowledge acquisition in life against lack. Now, what does this mean? Most often people says they have skills, but the skills that they have, they are not strategic. How do you know that a skill is not strategic? Is when the skill that you have is not solving the problem or the challenges that you are facing right now, or the challenges that people around you are facing. That is how you know that your skill is not strategic, because strategic means that it is well positioned to solve a particular problem. Strategic means that your skill is what? It is well positioned to solve a problem. So when we say strategy, it means that we are not doing it the way others doing it. We're not doing it the way other people are doing it. So if you just wake up because you're a graduate and you feel like you do not have a skill, so what can I do? Let me just pick a skill at random and do it. Right? And you find out that after 6 months of learning, after a year of learning, you find out that the skills that you have is not solving your problem. You will have to go back to the zero. You have to go back again to start from the scratch. But how do you know that you have skills that are strategic? Number one, you acquire skills, strategic knowledge acquisition in life against lack. This is the ultimate. Any skill that cannot take you out of lack, it either means the skill is not strategic or you don't know how to deploy the skill. Let me say that again. Any skill that cannot take you out of lack, it means that you do not have the right skill, you do not have a strategic skill. However, you don't know how to deploy that skill. And that is very important. So master this acronym. Skill means strategic knowledge acquisition in life against lack. Strategic knowledge acquisition in life against lack. So what are the skills that you need as a realtor, real estate consultant, entrepreneur, or a business owner? Number one that I'm going to recommend is communication. Okay, you're going to need communication skill. Now when we talk about communication, of course we're going to be talking more about that We'll talk more about communication later as a course. We break it down. But communication skill is very, very important if you must succeed as a realtor. If you must succeed as someone who is a salesperson, a business owner, or you are an entrepreneur. There are 4 stages that makes communication. First is reading. All right. We have speaking. And then we have listening, which is the ultimate. And then we have writing. Reading, speaking, listening, and writing. These 4 stages makes communication complete. Okay? Now, it is a complete communication when there is someone who is speaking, just like I'm doing right now. I am speaking to you and you are listening to me. Okay? Communication is complete. And then when there is reading or when there is writing, at the same time there is reading. So for every one of you right now that are jotting down, you will realize that as you are jotting something down, you are at the same time reading something, you are learning something. That is communication. So it's a two-way thing, even with the 4 stages of communication. Here is how it affects business. So let's in sales and marketing, as you improve in your journey, you're going to be writing adverts, you're going to be writing copies, of course, copywriting, social media marketing. Now, these writing skills can cost you a lot of customer and waste your resources if what you write out there, put out there for your client is not clear. That is why it is not just about communication at this level. Is not what you learn in your college or the university. It is what is now applicable in the industry that you are involved in, like the real estate. What are the language that you use to communicate? What language you communicate with that will definitely improve how you do things, of course, and the results that you are going to get. Very important. Now, we have seen many entrepreneurs, many business owners who have advertised, put out adverts there, traditional media, billboards, and in the statements, it could be 5 words that they use, it could be 10 words. You notice that there is ambiguity. If there is ambiguity in the write-up, what is an ambiguity? Ambiguity is when a statement is capable of more than one interpretation. So we say such statement is ambiguous. Ambiguity again is when a statement is capable of wise. That's exactly what we call communication is. So now you see that it is not just about putting something right out there. Somebody can say we are hiring. We are hiring alone may confuse people, in as much as this statement is just 2 words. A phrase. We are strategy section with your client involves speaking. So if you must do presentation, you must learn how to articulate your words. It's very important, starting from when you meet the client, the first word you speak, how you are able to grab the attention of the client, how you are able to sustain the attention of the client. It is very important that you understand speaking. That is why I'm going to recommend public speaking. sorry. Okay, so everyone who is in the real estate or how to face the crowd, but most often, sometimes we think facing public speaking is about facing the crowd, and then you're afraid of, oh, the crowd of 1,000, the crowd of 200. No, public speaking starts from when you go to do presentation for maybe one-on-one presentation with a client, or you go to an office to do presentation with a group of staff of people, staff of company, consulting for them, giving them knowledge. So you need the ability to articulate your skills. Articulate your words such that they can listen. Now, while you are mastering all of this as a reputable salesperson, it is equally important that you master listening skills. Listening skills. Because while you are trying to close that client, while you are trying to engage that client wants you to listen to them. And how do you listen? There are gestures that are very important that you express when you are talking to a client, or a client is talking to you. For example, when your client is talking, it's important that you are looking at them directly into their eyes, and not only that, you are nodding your head, something like yes, okay. So you allow them speak, you are not interrupting, but then you make sure that you are giving gestures that shows that you are paying attention. Because if your client notices that you are not paying attention, it disconnects, and this slight of disconnect can easily show. Some of you might have experienced it before. You're talking to someone and you notice the person is not connecting by the kind of response they are giving or the gestures they are expressing. That is very, very crucial. So you need to master communication skills. Now, what other skills are very important for you to learn? There are skills that are that are embedded in your character as a salesperson. Such skills are ability to greet. Right? Now, I tied it to character because I believe that while it is courtesy that you greet people, but I do believe not everybody oftentimes greets. Okay, so you see people go out. Greeting, I consider it one of the skills that can give you access to people, give you access to their time. So when you greet someone, and you greet them loud and clear, greet them with a smile, they may probably want to listen to you. Alright. But imagine you walked past someone, you don't know that you are going to talk to the person, but you met the person once, like 5 minutes ago, and you did not greet them. And now you are coming in contact with them again, and it feels like, oh, but meanwhile they notice that you have passed them before. The first time, why didn't you greet? That's what they're going to be thinking. So even because you did not greet the first time, you may also find it more difficult to talk to them, on the second sight, or at the second sight of them. But if you had greeted them the first time, trust me, it's going to be easier for you to also assess them again the second time. So greeting is one of the character that you must develop as a person. Now, having spoken about that, I will consider all of these as soft skills. Let me equally explain to you. I'm still talking about skills anyway. We're going to go to the next one. Now, speaking about skills, there are 4 categories of skills. Skill categories. So we have four skill categories. Number 1, we have soft skills, which is the one I've just spoken about. There are many soft skills. Soft skills, example, we have communication skills. Okay, we have skills like resilience. We have resilience skills. We have adaptation, and many of that. Soft skills are skills that you probably cannot that are not technical. Okay, communication, resilience, adaptation, and so on and so forth. And the second category, we have vocational skills. All right. So vocational skills, what are the vocational skills that you need? For example, baking, makeup, mechanical, woodwork, some of those vocational skills that you learn, tailoring, fashion design, those are skill categories under vocational skills. And then the next one, we have digital skills. So you have digital skills like digital marketing, SMM, social media marketing, copywriting, and many other, Facebook marketing and others. Then we have some other ones we call technical skills. All right. So we have technical skills. Technical skills can be data analysis skills, can be some woodwork, technical skills that you need one or two tools to join together physically. And even in the online space, you also have some technical skills that are a little bit more technical. So you need some of these skills to also, you need to know how to categorize your skills. But which of these 4 skills or 4 categories do you really need as a realtor or as a business owner? Number one, you need plenty digital skills. You need plenty digital skills. You need plenty soft skills, and you need some technical skills. Because both soft skills, digital skills, and some of the technical skills that you will need, trust me, they are useful online. And then so you can be in your house becoming a sales rep or a sales representative or SDR, appointment setter for a company that's based in US. You're definitely going to need these 3 categories of skills. Okay, now you can begin to do your skill assessment. I have a document on skill assessment. I think it should be in my Google Drive. Maybe I'll just drop the link later or send it to us in the group so that you can assess your skills and you find out how well you have grown. So now this is just a whole lot that I've said about skill acquisition. So if you must be able to close deals, first you need a right mindset, you need value set, and you need skill set. Now let's go back to the fourth part, which is the tool set. The tool set simply talked about the various tools that you will need as a realtor or as a business owner or as a consultant. The most important that I think is a very good smartphone. You need a very good smartphone to start the journey as a realtor. All right. You need laptop as well, because as seen out these days, a lot of people are talking about start a business with your smartphone, learn a skill with your smartphone, and do all of this. And we have seen that gradually people are no longer paying attention to the need to buy or own a laptop for themselves. But I tell you, having a laptop is very important. Having a smartphone is equally very important. With my experience, I found that there are many companies that will not hire you. Many companies will not hire you because you do not have a laptop. As a matter of fact, if you are a realtor, you're working, yes, it's okay to call through your phone, it's okay to chat with a customer through your WhatsApp, it's okay to send them a bunch of documents, but notwithstanding, if you are going to go international, have a company do interview with you online, trust me, they will not allow you to use your smartphone for an interview. Yeah, I've been there before. I remember I was a sales rep. I was acting as a sales rep for a company in US. That was 2 years ago, 2023. It's about 3 years ago now, 2023. And I did their interview. I passed. But some of their requirements that I can mention is that you must have a very good laptop with a clear webcam, and you also need to do internet speed test. Right. So you see, they know they have a system that detects if you are using your smartphone to do the meeting. So tool set, you need smartphone, you need a laptop, and other tools that you will need. So between these two stuffs, you need other tools that you need. Other tools include video editing tool. Video editing tool. Every business owner, real estate consultant, or realtor, if you are just starting out, you need to learn video editing. All right, because your number one assignment if you're just starting out is to put your face out there as much as you can. And as you're doing it, leveraging tools like CapCut is going to help you. It's going to really be a source of relief to you, because if you do not learn how to use this tool, you will see yourself waiting for people to help you edit, and that's going to waste your time. Imagine you want to edit a 2-minute video because you do not have the skill. You have to wait for someone to help you do it. Even if the person is doing it for free, you cannot always barge into their time and seize their time just for them to help you do something. Okay, so a better way to do that is go on YouTube, download the CapCut or any video editing tool of your choice, and watch tutorial videos about them, and you can get started. Another one is graphic design tool. Graphic design tool can be mobile graphic design. Yeah, for some of you that's currently using you're currently using mobile phones for graphics. I don't know how a lot of people doing it, but I know that it's possible. Canva will give you opportunity to make designs with your smartphone, but I do believe, I've tried it before, but I do believe that it takes a lot of time for me. But if I do it on my laptop, I have a very big interface, the screen to look into, and drag and drop using my mouse to do a couple of stuff. It just make it even better. So, but just in case you are leveraging your smartphone, yes, you can use that to do it, but I definitely still recommend that you go for a laptop. Then there are other tools that you're also going to need, like YouTube, how to use YouTube to conduct appointment sessions, do training with clients online. You need that. How to use your calendar. Calendar is also another tool. For me, I use Google Calendar, and I also use Calendly. I use Calendly to book appointment and schedule people to speak to me online, or rather even book an appointment for inspection. That is very important. So these are some of the tools that you will need, and even many more. As you advance in the business or in your area, you will need tools like CRM, Salesforce. We have Close, and many other CRM tools that can help you. Even as a customer service representative person, you will also need tools. WhatsApp is also a tool. We have WhatsApp and WhatsApp CRM. We have bulk SMS tools. There are many tools that you will need to learn how to use them. So, and that covers this phase. There are 4 areas or 4 phenomenal key areas that you must focus. Number 1, mindset, having the right mindset. Number 2, have the right value set. Number 3, have the right skill set. And number 4, you must have and master the right tool set. Now, this is very important. Just let me know if there is any particular skill that you want to learn. I think digital marketing, I've spoken about that. It's quite very important that you learn that. Now, so as we move forward, so let's say you have gone through all of this, you now see yourself as an entrepreneur. You see yourself as a realtor. You see yourself that you now have 1 or 2 skill sets, and you keep growing. You have the tool set that you need, at least for now. What else do you need now to start getting results? What else do you need now to start getting results? Here's what I'm going to say. See, starting a business or becoming a realtor, starting requires first clarity. You need clarity, and one thing that can give you clarity is vision. or goals, a vision or goals. Now, I told you the other time that when you are starting something that is very new, there is every tendency that you deviate. There is every tendency that you experience fatigue because it is not working. But what will surely keep you going and can help you go faster is your ability to set goals or have a vision. So regardless of the real estate company that you are partnering with, every individual who is embarking on a course must be able to set goals that's going to keep them going. So for example, now this is Real Estate Interactive. You are a partner with Nexora. Alright? So we have properties. Nexora have lots of properties within the city of Port Harcourt right now. And the company wants to sell 50 plots. So the company wants to sell 50 plots in 90 days. That is the purpose of the ACE challenge. We want to sell 50 plots in 90 days. Now, let's say this is the goal of the company. This is the goal of Nexora for embarking on the 90 days challenge. But you are now part of the Nexora team. You're part of the challenge. You need to set your own goal. Alright. It's important that you set your own goal out of what this company have set. If you feel your mind is bigger than what they have set, you can as well increase your mindset. Now, let's say you are working within the range of the 50. The first question you want to ask yourself, how many plots of these 50 plots do I want to sell? That becomes your next goal or your next target. Are you seeing it now? So let's say, for example, again, you are new, you are just starting, but you have covered those fundamentals that I spoke about earlier. And now we have 50 plots of land or 50 plots of land to be sold, and you set your goal and say, out of this 50, I want to pursue 10 plots. You want to pursue 10 plots. You want to sell 10 plots. See how, for the first time, how you can sell 10 plots in 60 days. Okay, 10 plots in 60 days. Remember, we have the entire 90 days for the challenge, but you want to pursue 10 plots in 60 days. Now, these 10 plots becomes your new goal, your personal goal. So every day you wake up in the morning, what motivates you to go out of your house to talk to someone about real estate, to talk to someone about why they need to buy? What keeps you going is no longer the 50 plots. Yes, the 50 plots is there, but because it is not your personal goal, it may not really drive you that much as the 10 plot that you set for yourself. So your new motivation, your new drive is the 10 plots. And so every day you go out, you're going out with the consciousness to say, I need to meet 2 people today. Talk to 2 people, talk to 5 people about it. And you're looking at, okay, 10 plots. If I get 2 people that want to buy 2 plots of land, that becomes your motivation. And this is very, very important. Now, another kind of goal, objective you can set for yourself. Having set 10 plots, you need to also look at the commission. How much commission do you set for yourself? So for each plot of land that you sell, Nexora promises to give you 10%. You have 10% of the plot of land that you sell. And then if you sell the 10 plots, you have 10 times 10, which means you're probably going to have 100%. Alright, so for yourself, you need to set your commission goal. So let's say your commission, you set your commission to say at least the barest minimum of 7 million naira must come to me on commission. 7 million. So if you sell 10 plots, of land, you want to at least have 7 million naira in commission. So if 7 million naira is 10%, which means we are looking at selling up to 70 million naira in product, right? Because 7 million times 10 is 70. So you are going to have 70 million naira revenue generated, but 7 million naira becomes your 10%. Now, if you do this math, you have your commission to be 10%, and then you are aiming at 7M. Your revenue or your focus is 70 million. Now you can go to the property listings that Nexora have. Property listings that Nexora have. Remember, we said 10 plots, but the 10 plots can give you more than, it depends on the price of each plot. 10 plots you want to sell can give you more than 70 million naira in revenue, or even 10%. But let's say if you do not sell up to 10 plots within the period, you are setting another milestone for yourself to say, whatever the case may be, I must hit 7 million naira within this season on commission base. So now you want to go to the property listing that Nexora have. How much is their lowest property? Lowest property, so Nexora lowest property, let's say it's 1.5 million naira. So 1.5 million naira, and the 10% is 150,000. So for you to make 7 million naira, it means that a product of 1.5, you will sell more than 10 plots to hit 7 million. All right. And the next is, what's the average product that Nexora is selling? At the average level, Nexora is probably selling a product of, so let's say 18 million. For a product of 18 million at an average, your commission 10% again, it's going to be 1.9 million, or 1.8 rather. It's going to be 1.8. All right. So if you have 1.8 million naira as 10%, 1.8 times 10 plots you want to sell, it means that your commission would have exceeded the 7 million naira that you're talking about, and that is a very good range. Okay. And then you may want to go to the highest product that they have. Let's say the highest product is 50 million. 10% of 50 million is 5 million. 10% of 50 million naira is 5 million. And if you say your lowest expectation per commission is 7 million, it means you only need to sell 1 or 2 products at this level. So now, after you have done your breakdown like this, there's a question you want to ask yourself. Do you have what it takes to sell product at this capacity? Do you have the audience? Do you have the people? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have the confidence to meet someone who can pay you 50 million naira and you can sell to them? All right. And that is very crucial. Very, very important. So you ask yourself, so do you have the confidence to sell a product that is 18 million naira? Do you have the capacity to sell the one of 1.5 million naira? So this is very important. It's a very important question for you to ask yourself as a realtor who is just starting out. So whichever range you're able to find yourself, then you can key into it and begin the journey or start the work. All right. So this is how you break down your goals. So it's important, regardless of wherever you are working, even if you are doing your business or you are a sales rep in a company, understand that your company goal is or shouldn't be the height of your goal. So you need to set a new goal, and not only that, you also need to set certain objectives, certain activities that is going to help you run through this stuff. So make sure now that I'm doing the math on the board, you should begin to see how you're positioning your mind. It's very important. Every month, have a goal in mind. have a goal in mind. I'm still going to do proper training on setting goal and being able to smart your goal, but for now we are just picking them randomly, what you need to succeed as a realtor. Now that you've understood your starting point, you know that you need a vision, you need to understand goal setting and how to craft out your goal. Yeah, we'll do a proper class about that later, but notwithstanding, I believe that we have been able to achieve a few things. Now let me just move to the final that we're going to be talking about today. This is Real Estate Interactive that we're going to be talking about today. Okay, as a realtor, you need next that you need is product knowledge. You need product knowledge. You need product knowledge. Really convince your client is product knowledge. Now every time clients walk up to you, slide into your DM, they want to be sure that the person they are speaking to is capable of clarifying their misconceptions, clear their fears. All right, clear their fears, renew their hope. Right, and I'm saying renew their hope, I'm talking about those who have experienced the bullshit, had one terrible experience with a real estate company or with a realtor before. Renew their hope. So someone who can restore their confidence, someone who can restore or renew their hope. These are the things they are looking out for. All right, because if you are not able to provide adequate knowledge in these areas that are objectively designed towards these areas, you see, you're going to lose your customer to fears. If you cannot clarify their misconceptions, if you cannot clear their doubts or fear, if you cannot renew their hope or restore their confidence, you will lose them to fear. All forms or all kinds of fears. You're going to lose your customers to fear. Now, let me say this, that one of the reasons why people don't buy, we are going to explore the people's behavior, clients' behavior towards real estate generally, especially in Nigeria setting. People's behavior towards real estate is very different from the random clients wanting to buy a product. Okay, people have their behavioral patterns per industry, per field of engagement. But when it comes to real estate, there's a whole lot of challenges that you will face. All right, it will look as if sometimes it may seem as if everybody you meet have had one bad experience with the real estate sector in Nigeria. But that's not true. All right, the thing is that as a matter of people's behavior, people learn how to inherit beef from something they have never experienced. So because somebody shouted on social media, spoke about a real estate company that scammed them, or spoke about the hurdles they had to go through, even though the real estate company did not scam them, but because of a land that has challenges after how many years of purchase and yada yada yada, and then someone heard that on social media, it creates a wall of fear in their mind. And then when you meet such person, before you open your mouth to talk to them about real estate, they are already defensive. That is why I said there are people who inherit fear that they never experienced. So what are we saying is that you must have so much knowledge that you are going to deliver with confidence, such that that knowledge is able to clarify their misconceptions. One of their misconceptions probably may be that not all real estate companies are scam. Number two, you need to also help them understand that no matter the terrible experience they have had with a company or with their real estate experience, it is still better to buy a property from a credible or from another real estate company than to go and buy from a roadside agent or buy directly from family. The reason, as we do say, is that a real estate company, if credible enough and have what we call recovery system for their client, because of course sometimes lands do have issues even with the real estate company, but if they have a recovery procedure, this real estate company is going to be able to stand in the gap instead of you having to go face the family of those you bought the land from and the court. And in Nigeria, one of the things that gets us tired, especially when the matter gets to court, is the fact that you are going to have to be patronizing the court on countless times, spending lots of money, and most importantly, the mental stress you have to go through. But if a real estate company is involved, who is fronting some of these stress and challenges, all you have to do is stay aside and then use their legal representative to face or resolve the matter. So that is why, no matter how the experience is, or someone have had a challenge with real estate, I would still recommend that you buy from a credible real estate company. But today is not for us to talk about how to find a credible real estate company or how to know them, but definitely we'll explore that. So, but I'm focusing on this to say that you need enough product knowledge, industry knowledge that can help you give valuable information that will clarify their misconceptions, clear their fears, and not only that, renew or restore their confidence. I believe that is very important. Now, apart from that, now you need the product knowledge. So the property that you are selling, where is the property located? What is square meter? What is a square meter? How much is it per square meter? Or what is the plot size? Customers are going to ask you, where is the land located? What is the coordinate of the land? Do you have more information about the land? If you have more information about the land, and maybe you spoke about the land is a waterlogged area and it's going to need a couple of fillings, then that new terminology will introduce a new form of question in the mind of your client, and is going to definitely they will definitely request or require some answers from you. So it's very important that you have product knowledge. And so what do I recommend? I recommend that first, as a realtor, you need industry knowledge. All right, and a class like this, a master class like this, is where you get to learn. So you need enough industry knowledge, and not only that, you need product knowledge. So industry knowledge is different from the product knowledge. Product knowledge only talks about the product you're selling, one plot of land in XYZ area, going for XYZ amount of money, and then every other information, the coordinates, the survey, the title document that comes with it, the type of land, what you can do on the land, what you cannot do on the land. If it is structured estate, you tell them what a structured estate means and what the benefits are, what sort of disadvantages could be, right? And if it's not a structured estate where it's an estate where people can just come buy land and build what they like, you let them know, teach them, to tell them, all right? And not only that, if your client is buying products from you, you also should be able to tell them how the property can become money. Some of us don't know that this is very crucial. Some people have bought land now and they are angry. The land is legit, they have their document, but the thing is that They bought the land from somebody who did not tell them. They only told you that, oh, this land, it will appreciate XYZ amount of money in the next month or in the next 4 years. But you find out that the land you bought 1.5 million naira 4 years ago now is still being sold for maybe 2.5 million 4 years down the line. And you couldn't liquidate the land. You can't go there to build. Right. That may have happened on the basis of wrong information or wrong analysis. But as a realtor, it's your job to have so much knowledge about what you are selling, such that if you now tell your potential clients, they believe in you so much and they believe in your recommendations. That's very, very important. So you need industry knowledge, and of course you need product knowledge. I think we will talk to you more about, we'll show you all of our products. I think maybe I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I tell you some of our products that we have in Port Harcourt environment here in Nigeria. You see them on the screen, and then I'll tell you about them more tomorrow. So it's very, very important. So I think that's where we are going to stop for today's section. I believe you have learned a lot of things. We've talked about how to start, the mindset you need to start, the tool set, the skill set, and of course how to become valuable, create value, and add value to people. And then I spoke about the various skill set, the categories of skills that you need as a realtor, and how you can also be able to categorize your skill. And then finally I ended on having understand product knowledge and industry knowledge. So I recommend that if you want to learn about industry knowledge, you must first be somebody who do research. If I ask you now in Nigeria, what is the housing deficit in Nigeria? That means if Nigeria will reduce or is able to take everybody that is homeless in Nigeria, if you're able to take them out of the street and put them in a house. Nigeria currently, as of now, we still need about 20 million housing to put people, affordable housing anyways, to put people. So, and you need to also, for whatever data that you identify or any problem you identify, you must understand the implication to the industry that you are, and this is what knowledge helps you to do, so that you can recommend the right solution. For example, if I tell you that Nigeria have over 20 million housing deficit in Nigeria that we still need, and then you can connect it to the number of housing per month, or in the last 6 months, how many new houses, affordable houses, have been built. And then if you want to recommend to your client, then you can tell them the need why the area or the land you're introducing to them is capable of giving them a lot of money if they key into solving the problem of housing in Nigeria by building affordable homes, especially in the area you are linking them to. So if you see you are telling them to own a property, for example, at Igrita, it means you want to also provide the data of the immigration influx of people into the Igrita axis of Port Harcourt. Right. So you can tell them that every month there are minimum maybe 5,000, maybe 300, maybe 200 people that are migrating to the Greater axis of River State, Port Harcourt. And given that data shows that if your client is capable of building maybe a self-contained 2-bedroom apartment, doing a short-let service in Greater axis or Eneka axis, they are definitely going to make their money from there. That's how you help a customer with clarity, giving them data of what problem is existing and providing solutions to them. So you will gain all of this industry knowledge by reading, making research, and making your own inferences from your research. And I think that is quite deep. If you need clarity about what I've said, or you have questions, you can put your question in the comment box. We will check it from there, and surely we will definitely let you know going forward. Until tomorrow, when we continue on the Real Estate Interactive again, my name is Tobinigeria, and I am your coach here on this challenge. So make sure that you participate in this challenge. We've already released the video for today's challenge. I think it's on our WhatsApp group. If you want to participate, you can connect with us on social media or connect with us on our WhatsApp group, and you can follow on daily basis. Do not forget to follow me personally on this channel. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Join me on my Facebook and my Instagram. My Instagram is Tobinigeria. My TikTok is of course Tobinigeria. My Facebook is Toby Emmanuel Mayokun, and of course Tobinigeria too, if you search that. And you can join or follow Nexora Properties and Nexora Furniture on any of our social media platform. Please make sure you share this video with someone that you think should learn and have access to this video. Like and comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.